Today, I want to speak to you about a heavy burden many of us carry. It is not the burden of ignorance, but the burden of unused knowledge. Namaste, my friends. Welcome back to our quiet corner of the world. I want you to imagine for a moment that you are holding a map. It is the most detailed map ever created. It shows every river, every hidden trail, and the exact path to the peak of the most beautiful mountain on earth. You can study this map for 10 years. You can memorize the names of the ridges and the depth of the valleys. You can argue with others about the best route to take. But tell me, if you never fold up that map, put on your boots, and step out the door, have you actually been to the mountain? There is an old story from our tradition about a young scholar who came to the monastery. He was brilliant. He had memorized the scriptures, he could recite the sutras backward, and he knew the philosophy of swimming perfectly. He knew the physics of buoyancy and the mechanics of the currents. One day, he went out on a boat with an old ferryman. As they crossed the river, the scholar asked, "Old man, have you studied the texts on hydrodynamics?" The ferryman said no. The scholar scoffed, "Then you have wasted half your life." Suddenly, the boat hit a rock and began to sink. The old ferryman jumped into the water and swam effortlessly toward the shore. He shouted back to the scholar, who was flailing in the water, "Scholar, have you studied swimming?" The scholar shouted, "No, I only read about it." Then the ferryman yelled, "You have wasted your whole life." We laugh, but how often are we the scholar? In this modern age, you have access to more wisdom than any emperor in history. You watch videos on fitness, but do not stretch. You read quotes about kindness, yet snap at your family. You study mindfulness, but spend your day scrolling anxiously through your phone. You see, knowledge is of no value unless you put it into practice. Information is just a collection of words until it passes through your body and becomes experience. A spoon can lie in a bowl of soup for 100 years, yet it will never know the taste of the soup. Do not be the spoon. You must taste the soup. So, why do we do this? Why do we hoard knowledge? It is because learning feels safe. Doing feels dangerous. Reading about forgiveness is noble. Actually, forgiving someone who hurt you is painful. Reading about discipline is inspiring. Waking up at 5 a.m. is difficult. But I promise you this: one small step of action is worth more than 1,000 hours of reading. Here is my invitation to you today. I want you to stop consuming and start creating. Do not watch another video after this one. Do not buy another book on self-improvement until you have practiced what you learned in the last one. Ask yourself, what is the one thing I know I should do that I am not doing? Just one thing. Maybe it is drinking water. Maybe it is sitting in silence for 5 minutes. Maybe it is apologizing to a friend. Take that knowledge off the shelf of your mind and bring it into your hands. Live it. Because wisdom is not what you know. Wisdom is what you do. Go gently today, my friends. And remember, the map is not the territory. Walk the path. If this message speaks to you, subscribe, like, and hit the bell for more daily wisdom on mindfulness and personal growth.